Welcome to Global Insiders Podcast. I am Ryan, the peripatetic one, bringing you information about opportunities relating to jobs, traveling, and any information that can elevate you to your rightful place in this thing called life. You can find more information and how-to methods on globalinsidersgroup.com. That is insiders with an S. And here is today's show. Hello, insiders. Welcome back to the show. This is a very special show because this is show number 100. Yes, it's been a while since I've been podcasting now, and I'm here. I'm at 100. And as usual, I hope you will enjoy the show. I hope you will learn something from it. So today I'm talking about discrimination online, TikTok ban. Are software developers endangered regarding not having jobs? And algorithms, they influence us, but do we influence them? And last but not least, 29 tricks that stores and sellers use to get our money out of our pockets. So let's jump right into it. This is number 100, as I said before. So yes. So MIT magazine Technology Review looked at how politicians especially are treated online, and they find that female politicians face more abuse than men. The research was done by a London-based think tank, and the research was done by collecting publicly tagged mentions on Twitter and Facebook for a handful of politicians for 2 weeks in June and July. They found that women and people of color were far more likely than men to be abused on Twitter. Surprise, surprise, right? Women received an average of 12% more abuse on Facebook than male politicians. Between 15% and 39% of mentions on Twitter were abusive, and in comparison to men, which had 5 to 10%. The researchers do state that the research was small, so you can't take too many things from this, but at the same time, it is obvious that something is happening. So if that is the case, definitely something is wrong and something should be done about it. And, many persons say that Twitter is like a cesspool, really. You have so many persons who are abusive on Twitter. I mean, I still haven't gotten the full gist of Twitter. I'm more on Instagram than anything else. And I can see the abuse on Instagram, and it has grown a lot, especially over the past year. So, interesting things, but at the same time, we know we need to fix this, and we have to try our best not to be abusive, and at the same time, just try to tolerate each other's views, really. So that's what I have to say about that. Now, TikTok. TikTok was in the news a lot, especially in August and in September. In October, not so much, but here again we find that they are still there. And what is happening is that it's Pakistan this time. If you're planning to go to Pakistan and you're a TikToker, well, maybe you won't be able to use the app. The Pakistanis state that it promotes immoral and indecent content. And because of this, they decided to ban it. And this is following on India's own position, where they banned TikTok over cybersecurity concerns. And as we all know, the US is still planning its actions regarding TikTok. So who knew that a little fun could have been so controversial, But I do have my own concerns about the app. It's one of those apps where they want to see your pictures and all that type of thing. So just based on that alone, you might feel a little bit strange or weird knowing that your data will go straight to them. So that's definitely a concern there, where they can harvest your data. And of course, we all know about machine learning. If you don't know, you should. Machine learning basically is a data hungry thing, and the more data you can feed to algorithms and the machines, it's the more they learn about us. It's the more they learn how to manipulate us. And that is the big fear many persons have with China, especially, because if they get that data, what are they going to do with it? So it's a major concern. And Pakistan, which is a majority Muslim country, they have a lot of restrictions regarding what is appropriate and so forth. So I guess that is where that falls. So maybe the dancing and the music and all of that type of thing. On a less controversial note, though, and this is a nice segue, there is a new pen in town. The Sync Pen, a smart pen, can turn all your handwritten notes, sketches, and illustrations into digital files that you can save, store, or send easily. Writing is still one of the best ways to capture information and get thoughts out. So this is definitely much welcome. And I'm looking at my notes here right now, because I do make notes for the show. And I definitely could use a digital transfer, because the thing with going digital is that, one, you save it, and two, you can edit it easily. So I do like writing on paper, but yes, it would be even better if I could transfer my handwriting into a digital form. So incredibly, the pen can identify 66 different languages. That's amazing, right? And the offer for this pen is $199. So if you have $199 for Christmas, go ahead and get yourself a nice new pen that can, transfer things digitally. So that's the cause if you want to be futuristic. I am on a roll today, as my next story is a wonderful segue again. And this time its technology has displaced many. And the more we consider how fast the changes are coming, it is the more we should consider how we will be displaced too. Automation is not just a buzzword, but it is a reality. Machines are writing code for themselves. According to the Next Web, even though we feel like we are heavily automated, we are just touching the surface. Hard to believe that, but I think it's true. I've read a book called The Future is Faster Than You Think, and I think any of you should try to get your hands on that book and read it, because it's very important. It's telling you how the technology will be changing and what is causing it to change. So names such as Deep Code, DeepMind, and Aroma are names that I am sure that are new to you, and they are to me too. But I will tell you this: they are all machines that are helping data scientists to learn and to recode things. So they are helping their respective employers with code. With all these things happening, it is very important that we all educate ourselves and get a winning mindset, because what is going to happen, as I said, coders now might find themselves out of a job, because all you have to do is tell the machine what you want and they can easily just put that together and give it to you. For example, even building a website, you can say, okay, I need a website that has certain categories, and you have certain borders, and there just voila, you have it. Instead of you going on and trying to type or calling someone to fix it, you can just be like, okay, the heading is too big and you need a smaller heading, you need something that looks like X, and they give it to you just like that. So yes, we all need to look into that one. The conversation, which is our website, states that you influence algorithms as much as they influence us. What are you talking about? Conversation. Every time you like a post, watch a video, or buy something, you provide data that can be used to make predictions about your next move. That's what I was talking about earlier. However, don't forget that majority of the content makers on these sites and platforms are humans who are manipulating the algorithms to get to you and me. So even though the algorithms are constantly giving us things to choose, we are also giving them things to use. So it is not a one-way street. Definitely algorithms influence all of us and affect how we make decisions and the options that we have. But undoubtedly, I mean, we also are feeding it. So that is one of the complaints that persons who are against algorithms taking over all aspects of life come with. And I'm one of those persons, because what you find is that the hate and the racism that is in the real world also comes through with this. So it's really something to be aware of, as in we can't just allow algorithms to go wild, but at the same time we are the inputters, we are the garbage in, or the garbage, and the algorithm will be the garbage out. So we have to really be careful with what we do and what we subscribe to and what we allow to take our information. So as noted that with the TikTok and so forth, yes, things are fun and we want to have fun, but we have to be careful. All right. Now, for the big one, have you ever tried to sell online? Well, I have, and with some success too. And if you want to have more success, well, I guess you can listen to this and pick up a few tips. Digital Capitalist came with another winning one, and this one lists 29 psychological tactics that marketers use to get consumers to buy more. And number one is, what they do is reduce a left digit by one. For example, the cost is $3, but then they say $2.99, and they say this works. Then choose numbers with fewer syllables. So I would never think about that, but so instead of, maybe you'd go with 200 instead of, let's say, 201 instead of, let's say, even like 99 or something like that, because you have less syllables in that. Remove the comma. So instead of having 1,000 1, 000, you just have 1000. Interesting. The Gruen transfer, and this is where you make your building look like a maze. So you set it up like a maze, so you have to walk around and pass other products instead of just going straight. You have to pass the product so you know that, okay, I'm going to buy this one, I'm going to buy that one. Because at the end of the day, all buildings are just a square, but it's how you design it. Just think about Costco. It's a lovely maze, big square building with little design or anything, but you just have to go through it. Okay. Touch and mimicry. So this one now, I don't know how brave you'd have to be to do this one in the Me Too era, but a brief touch on the shoulder or imitating the customer, they will become compelled to make a purchase. And I can see that working because you feel comfortable. You're not. It's beyond just buying now. It's like, okay, you're feeling like you're talking to someone who knows you or you know very well. Use words related to small amount, like low amount. Okay, so keep it less and so forth, and that should help. Show price on installments rather than lump sum, and this works very well. I mean, back in my home country, especially with furniture and so forth, I mean, this is one that really works well. You pay X every month instead of just buying the whole thing one time. Next, small daily equivalents. Show how much it costs daily. Of course, they're not going to pay daily, but you just show them the breakdown of how much the product would cost daily, and it looks small. That one wouldn't work with me though, because I still know that it's the big money at the end of the day. But yes, I get it. This is a weird one. Consumers are more likely to buy something that has an odd number at the end of it, while it is under one with an even number. So sometimes you see the prices covering each other, and you might be wondering what that is. I mean, personally, I don't like it, but it's basically a tactic they're saying. They're saying if you have an even number and an odd number, you're more likely to purchase the one with the odd number. So that's interesting. Visual contrast between sale. So you have one where you have the 50, like you have $50 for it, and then you have the deal for 35. You're more likely to want to grab it because you're thinking, okay, it's a nice deal, it's a steal. So make the original bold and a different color, so you contrast them. Then also you can create a false sense of urgency, or just a sense of urgency really, and by using words like very limited stock, limited time offer, prices will never be this low again, only 500 people have this in their carts. So, the fear of being left out or the fear of losing out to a deal is always strong. Remove the pay of pain. So, for example, you have a fixed price Uber. And the example they gave on Visual Capitalist was really nice. They were basically saying that, just imagine sitting in a car, in a taxi, watching the meter go up, compared to going in an Uber, and regardless of how long it takes, you just say, okay, it's going to be $10 or whatever that is. That's a big deal. So maximize the perceived size of the discount. Example, 20%, rather than saying $20 off. I mean, that's a big thing too. Ditch the dollar sign, take off the sign, the yen, the euro, etc. So I guess we're going to be seeing just a number without the dollar sign, or without the without the comma. So if you follow all of those things. And then face discounts. I like this one. So first you would say it's 30%. And you know who does this well? Amazon. If you're selling books, they give you that option to make a deal like that. So you'd do 30%, then 20, then 10. So it's nice, Also the nostalgic factor create that. The youth and teen years are the years that stand out the strongest to us. So if you can bring people back to that feeling, maybe they'll purchase something like that. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't work on me, but I wouldn't bet on it. But I'm not gonna say no, because you never know if you really get into that feeling. That could be a big thing. Okay, Red prices for men. So apparently men like to see the color red. I don't know why. But red does stand out to me, especially if I see a price with red. I mean, I'll probably look at it more. But I think maybe women too. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe they can look into that one somewhere to see if it is really true. Next, focus on time, not money. So you're going to have a good time if you buy this product. Not that you're going to save money, but you're going to have a good time. I think that could work, definitely. Next, make products seem expensive to make. So organic versus delicious. Next, instant markdown, 70% off, etc., etc. Of course, the companies are making their money, but you put that big thing. I mean, back home, I see this a lot in the stores. And you go into the gift shops, they have this one. Next, decoy pricing. I like this one too. And this is basically, you have, you set it up. So you have a $4 item, then an $8 item, then an $8.50 item. So it's like when you go to buy popcorn. So the popcorn would be, the small one would be for $4, then the medium would be for $8. But then the large is so near. You say, okay, I can get that. And it's for like $8.50. You know, so you're saying it's only $8.50. Only 50 cents more, so I'll grab it. And then calm, slow music make you stay longer in the store. And the opposite is true. If you want to get someone out of your store, you play loud music. Okay. Next, big sellers and staples in the back. You have to pass a lot of the other items to get to them. So you're just going to pick up something right off the bat. Next, a bright entrance. Bright entrance brightens the mood. That is good. Bright entrance brightens the mood. So make it light. Turn on the lights and make it bright. Offer exclusivity. The few, the proud, only for you. That's good stuff. Include a very expensive item on the list. People feel better, maybe even smarter, buying the cheaper one. So, put something on the list that maybe, no one would even think to buy. But because it is there, they say, okay, well, I'll get the deal. Next, buy one, get one free. Self-explanatory, right? I hope it is. Yeah. Social proof. People do what others are. And if you can prove and get reviews and testimonials and earn trust, you'll get more business. Next, expose consumers to higher prices, even if they are unrelated. People hate to miss a good price. So if you're selling hats, you might say, okay, the hats cost X, and then you have maybe even bags or something, and you say, okay, the bags are costing X amount of dollars. So, but it's, of course, that X would be higher than the one before, and I guess people will gravitate towards that. So for the 100th show, thank you very much for tuning in, and I will believe in you with this one. There are 19,252 cybersecurity jobs on Monster.com. Go and get trained today.
Thanks for listening today. I hope you are inspired. You can find more helpful and motivational material at globalinsidersgroup.com. That is, insiders with an S. You can also keep in touch at Global Insiders on Instagram. See you next time, but remember, you can be your own superhero. Bye.